The countdown is on in Vancouver. Officials there are marking 1 year to go, and those are events surrounding the 2025 Invictus Games in Vancouver and Whistler. That includes the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, prepare to see the hometown boy.
And they were joined by singer Michael Bublé, who tried his hand at wheelchair curling. Then it was Harry's turn. The Invictus Games, it's a huge project for Harry, which he helped found a decade ago. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are meeting with veterans from the Canadian Armed Forces and their families. And Lindsay Duncombe is on the ground there in Vancouver. It's always exciting when Harry and Meghan are visiting. So what's happening today as we mark the 12-month countdown?
Well, we got another chance to see the Prince try his hand at these adaptive sports ahead of the Invictus Winter Games a year from now. Today, as you mentioned, it was that wheelchair curling. I gotta say, you know, the Rock didn't get very far when Prince Harry put it down the ice, but he had the noises down pat. I think he got some hurry hard cheering lessons from his buddy Michael Bublé there as they tried out this sport. Just one of the sports the Prince has tried out. Of course, we saw him go down the skeleton track yesterday. A couple days ago, he was trying out the sit ski on Whistler Mountain. This is to raise attention for the Invictus Games, which of course is an event that Harry founded 10 years ago. Prince Harry himself is a veteran. He spent 10 years in the British Armed Forces. And today we got a chance to hear him talk about the importance of the Games here in Vancouver and to thank the organizers and to speak directly to the athletes. Here's what he said.
The smiles on the faces that I've seen over the last few days, it proves why we do what we do. And that was just with the competitors. Imagine what it's going to be like when friends and family get in a coach, get in a bus and head up to Whistler and get to spend hours or the whole day up in that beautiful mountain air.
You know, I've had a chance over the last couple of days to meet some of the competitors from various different countries, from Colombia, from Ukraine. And what's really interesting about the Invictus Games is that it isn't so much about winning a medal or beating everybody else or getting to the top of the podium. Instead, this is about how sport can heal. These are people who are recovering both from physical injuries as a result of serving in the military or in the police, servicemen and women, also emotional injuries, including post-traumatic stress disorder. So it is about overcoming the obstacles that can come as a result of those traumatic events and using the power of sport and community to do that. And that will be more of what we will hear in the next 12 months as we lead up to those games happening here a year from now.
And Lindsay, Harry is in Vancouver as his father, the King, is being treated for cancer.
You know, it's always very interesting to do these things because you get to see the other media who have come really from all over the world, and they're interested not just in the Invictus Games, which they're interested in, but in, of course, the drama of the royal family and what is up with Prince Harry and his relationship with his father, the King. There was about 50 different journalists here, and you could hear what their reports going back were. A lot of talk about the fact that Harry just spent 45 minutes when he flew back to London to visit his dad after that cancer diagnosis. And the Prince spoke to American morning show Good Morning America. That was aired today. And he was asked about his father's cancer diagnosis and the rift within the royal family. Here's what he had to say.
I love my family. The fact that I was able to get on a plane and go and see him and spend any time with him, I'm grateful for that.
An illness in the family can have a galvanizing or sort of reunifying effect for a family. Absolutely. Is that possible in this case?
Yeah, I'm sure. Throughout all these families, I see it on a day-to-day basis. The strength of the family unit coming together.
Now, this trip to British Columbia comes as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are on a bit of a rebranding mission, Hannah. They just recently this week launched their new website, which features a coat of arms that's ruffling a few royal feathers, perhaps, on the other side of the pond. They've been dipped in popularity in the polls. A few of the Hollywood projects haven't gone quite as planned. So really, maybe a bit of a Canadian reset here for the Duke and Duchess Duchess of Sussex. They certainly had that royal wave and the royal handshake all down pat. Even if they're not quite working royals, they were working the rink.
That sounds great. Lindsay Duncombe, thank you. Appreciate it.